Blakely, what's up, girl? Hey, can she hear me? What's up, Blakely?
Yes, man. She actually told me, she said, don't put on headphones. I like to listen to these people.
Yeah, Blakely. Blakely, are you wearing a robe? Is she wearing a robe?
She is. Should we show you the best part? She's a unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Only child, spoiled, good girl. Working.
That's exactly right.
Working it. Hey, Arielle, I'm going to put your Instagram. I'm going to add it to your name. You cool with that?
Absolutely.
Let's see if I got it right. Does that look right to you?
Yeah, that looks good.
Hey, someone in the chat's like, hey, you got to see Arielle Loewen's gym tour. Where is that?
Okay, today at an hour ago, it went live on YouTube.
Oh,
I'm actually starting a YouTube channel, and this is my first video to post. And this morning it went live. I'll probably promote it a bit more on Instagram, but everybody asked for a home gym tour, and so I gave the people what they want.
Oh, were you on the Born Primitive podcast?
I was.
Oh, that's awesome.
Have you been?
No, I had that guy on my podcast, and he's the sponsor of our. You sent me those pants that I live in now. Those joggers, in them. And you know what's funny? I was talking to J.R. Howell the other day, and he's like, "Dude, I have 9 pairs of those." He says, like, yeah, he can't get out of them. But
so what's funny about that, Sevan, is I sent those to you. What was that? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And so you gave me your address. I mean, no creeper mode, but my messages don't delete. So that's how I sent you the Christmas card. Was I scrolled back through and found your address like that. I know you were curious.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get Sevan. He'll never expect it.
That's good. So that guy is the one who's sponsoring. It's a perfect fit for me because I think the Savage 1 is like the best shoe since the Nano 2, and I think that and I love his joggers, and I loved having him on my podcast. I love everything he fucking stands for, like everything. I love what the company stands for, and so I reached out to him, and I thought it was a long shot, but I said, "Hey, you want to sponsor? We're doing an open event, Taylor versus the world. He's going to do Dallin, Jason, Colton." And I'm like, "Hey, dude, I'm not trying to float my boat or sell you anything, but this thing is going to be huge. It's going to be something that the community hasn't seen before. It's going to be so fun and wild." And he was in. He's like, "I'm in. Whatever you need." Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Dylan already told me all about it.
Oh, good.
So will it be behind a paywall?
No, we'll just go live Friday night.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just basically copying the CrossFit Open. Yeah, identical, but we're going to use Taylor versus the world, and we're going to those 3 guys are just guys who I feel like are part of the Sevan Podcast ecosystem. You know, I love Dallin. I'm always pumping him up. I love Jason, and I love Colton. Those are like, so it was like, "Hey, Taylor, you want to go against those guys?" And he's like, "Fuck it." And I know Taylor will talk shit to them, and it'll be great.
Yeah. Will they go head to head in the same location?
Yes.
They're gonna fly there?
Yes. Yeah, but with Born Primitive ponied up the cash.
That's huge.
Yeah, next year we need to do girls. This year boys, next year girls. Yeah.
Who would be the Taylor self of it though?
Arielle Loewen versus the world.
You know I can't talk smack like he can.
You don't have to talk smack. That's okay.
Man, they could come in the home gym. Get some content.
We could do it at the home gym.
That would be good.
Wherever Will Brandstetter wants to go, he's the mastermind behind it.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's truly incredible. I'm not just saying that. Like he can do it all. He could build your gym.
We talked to him a bit, or I should say Dylan did at Wadapalooza. I had meet and greet Saturday at Wadapalooza all day, and Dylan ran into Pedro, bless you, Taylor Self, J.R. Howell, and so he had breakfast with that little crew and chatted with them for a while.
Dylan's working his way in.
He's trying to do something. He's one of the boys now.
I'm on the tour gym. 3 hours ago. Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Do you like the title?
Tour the gym that got me 3rd place at the CrossFit Games. Yeah, look at you. You're like a real YouTuber. You're like, how's my title? Is that going to draw eyeballs? Look at you.
What do you think? Is it too long?
I don't know. Well, I don't think so. 10 minutes seems good.
Okay. There it is, right there.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Right.
Set all notifications. Like. Let's see.
Yeah, tore it out.
So that's your old gym. You give me the live. You give me the live tour as we watch this without you talking now.
Okay, it's not an old gym because our new one isn't finished.
Okay, so who made this? Who made this?
I actually hired a guy here in Midland who's awesome.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
His name's Ryan. So we call our home gym the Lion's Den. This is the gym, kind of some wide shot angles, and then I walk through everything and break it down piece by piece. There's a story to almost every piece of equipment, and he came to my house and just started filming and was like, tell me about the home gym. And it was like 20 minutes of me talking. And I'm like, make it as small as you need to. So I'm explaining the glass garage door. Really nice in the winter because I don't feel like I'm trapped in a dungeon. I can like look out and actually, I creep on the neighbors quite a bit because I mean, what else do you do when you're rowing on the rower?
Can they creep on you? Can they see in there? Or it's too bright outside.
Only if they put their face up to the glass. And then I got all our rowers, all our machines. And what I'm proud of is 90% of what you see has been purchased. So I don't want people to think I've gotten any freebies. We've worked hard for this stuff.
What is that glass wall?
This is my handstand wall. Dylan's a very particular guy, so I'm not allowed to do handstands anywhere else but that wall because it'll get the walls dirty. So he bought cedar wood and literally shaped this thing and then put plexiglass over it. And now that's my handstand wall.
God, it's beautiful.
Isn't it? And at the games, everything we do is plexiglass. So it's actually a good simulation of what I have to do at the games.
Hey, what's that thing on the ground over there mounted on the wall? Is that like a heater, air conditioner?
It's a mini split. So air conditioner and heater. So I'm a poser. I posted a video on Monday that said, like, why you got to be so cold? My gym.
Yeah.
People are like, just get a mini split. And I'm like, joke's on y'all. I already have one.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, who makes that? Does Mitsubishi make that? Who makes that? Do you know?
That's a Dylan question.
And does that thing, do you have to turn that thing on an hour before you go in to heat up the gym?
I would say 30 minutes and then it's perfect. But Dylan's funny because in the summer, he'll use it for an air conditioner unit because he's bougie. So he'll finish like his Echo bike workout and then just lay on the floor right there by the skier and just get all that cold air blowing on him.
Oh, you do rope climbs from seated because the ceiling's not tall enough?
Yeah, so this is how I trained for the games. This was the length rope I used. Seated up, seated down. And I believe our ceilings are 10 foot. So it's not super tall, but it did the job.
Hey, any limits to that? So, like, I understand the discipline piece. I understand that it probably makes you stronger. But any, like, thing that you lose, so let me give you an example. So I learned muscle up strict, and then I always did them strict, and then I always did them in kind of weird confined spaces. And so, like, I just don't ever kip when I do muscle ups. Do you feel like maybe you're losing the ability to do certain kinds of rope climbings or work on certain techniques, even though that's harder, but because you don't have a place where you can jump on and grab a 20-foot rope that
I wouldn't doubt it. Rope climbs have never been a strength. So I'm always just like middle to upper pack with rope climb events. So I wouldn't say
like if you weren't a professional athlete, it wouldn't matter. Like that, I would say, fuck, that's awesome. You're getting more strength, you're getting more fitness out of it. But because time is of the essence,
right?
And your new gym will have a tall rope.
Yes, it will. So I can hold out for five-ish more months. So this rig, I bought Dylan as a Christmas present back in 2012. And for the first 6 years of its life, he would hang the barbell on it and then put hangers on it. And that's where he hung his clothes. So the first 5 years of his life, that rig just hung clothes.
So he didn't have a closet. He'd come out there and get dressed.
Yeah. Well, granted, he lived with his dad at this time. This house wasn't around. But yeah, the rig's been put to work in the back half years of its life.
Hey, what about this? What about this? Hiller made a video recently showing Fraser's garage, and basically he painted it as this cold, lonely place where you just have to work out alone. And he posed the question to me and to the audience, "Hey, would you do that to win the games?" And I think everyone I think wants to answer yes. Like, fuck yeah. Do you get lonely?
Whenever I do cardio for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I do strength stuff for an hour. So the first 30 minutes, I always have someone there. Whether it's
so you'll push harder, like someone looking, like you need that person standing behind you to kind of go to the pain cave?
Let me clarify. I hate when someone's standing there watching me. I have someone who works out with me. So I'll do the workout and he'll do the workout with me, but he'll just modify it to fit his needs. So I always have somebody there working out with me.
Give me an example of a cardio workout.
Yeah. So Mondays, I'll do Mondays. Mondays was every 2 minutes for 15 intervals. So 2 times 15, that's 30 minutes. First 2-minute window, I had to handstand walk and then do 20 wall balls. Whatever's left over, you rest. Next 2-minute window, I had to do 13 cal ski, 13 cal echo bike. I had about 20-second rest. Next 2-minute window, 100 double unders, 4 sandbag cleans at 150. And then I'd just repeat all 5 of those until it reached 30 minutes. And then that's it. I'm done with cardio for the day.
And what's it do for you to have that guy in there?
Oh, so much. So much. That's what I tell him. I would not have got 3rd place. His name's Joel. Spoiler alert, the next YouTube video will feature him in it so you guys can meet him. He keeps me accountable. If a good song comes on, we're singing, we're dancing. If I'm like, hey, my barbell needs chalk. Joel, can you help me chalk it? He'll chalk it for me. Like, he's just there solely because he enjoys working out, and he's like, I want you to be the best you can be. Like, for example, training for the games, I practiced running a lot, and I would do intervals, run a 400, come in, do stuff in the gym, rest 30 seconds, run a 400. He would scale it so his 400-meter run would push me. So he might run 400 meters, come in the gym, do 1 cleated jerk instead of 10. But he'll do that unselfishly. Selflessly. So he knows the next 400-meter run, he's fresh enough to push me to go faster. So I always say, like, unfortunately, CrossFit Games athletes are very selfish. If you train with a fellow CrossFit Games athlete, they're going for the best of their interests while I'm going for the best of mine. He's solely there to be like, how do we get you better? I love it. I'm here to have fun, work out, stay healthy, but I want you to be better.
There was this guy I used to train with back in the day. He has a big Instagram account now. His name's, I called him Tall Carl Eagleman. I forget his name. He was 6'7", and he does this CrossFit stuff where he writes, he draws the position. God, someone will say it in the it's like chalk up. God, I don't fucking remember the name of it. But basically, he tells people how to do movements, and he's published a book on it, and it's really cool, and it's all stick figures. But when we used to work out, there would be workouts like that. I can't remember what the workout is. Maybe it's Eva or something, but there's this one CrossFit workout I'll never forget, and it was 5 rounds, and there was an 800-meter run in it. And Whiteboard Daily. Thank you, Vindicate. It's Whiteboard Daily. And then it had deadlifts or GHD, but I used to just sit there. I remember I would just sit there on the track and I would wait for him, and I would only do the 800s, and I would truly try to beat him on every fucking 800. You know what I mean? Even though he's over there doing 20 sets of 20 reps with 315 deadlift when he'd come over. It's a cool way to work out. And I got great stimulus from it too. Like, I was still running 800s as fast as I can. It was still a great stimulus for me.
So you're saying you would be the perfect workout partner?
I would be an amazing workout partner, because I would still try to beat you scaled with no shame.
Yeah. And one other thing I'll add about his name's Joel is he has never once in his life complained about a workout. He shows up, he looks at the workout. Okay, let's do it. That's it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Let's take a small break from the gym tour.
Okay.
And answer a question from Kevin Mitchell. Sevan, why can you not use profanity around other people's kids? Why can you not? You shouldn't. I do, and it's bad. Because all the kids' parents always tell their parents that Sevan guy swears a lot, but you should not. You should not, especially when they are known to be Christians and don't use that language. To me, it's disrespectful. I don't play the respect or disrespect game. I don't really care if someone. I don't play that game, but I agree. Any thoughts on that, Arielle?
Yeah, I think this is where, I mean, parenting, you grow every day. I'm trying to live in a way that she knows the outside world, but we can talk about it and discuss like why I don't cuss. Here's why I don't. Let me explain it to you. I try and just literally have open conversations with her. We have not gotten to big topics like gays or transgenders because that's too much for her. But stuff like this, if she were to ask me, like, what does this word mean? I'll be like,
why does Dylan's friend always swear around the house? Has she said that to you? Why does Grandpa swear or some shit like that?
we don't
Why
have
does that
friends.
podcast host always swear that Daddy listens to?
Well, the thing is, she doesn't even know. Like, if I were to say those bad words, she doesn't know until I tell her, hey, this is bad, but I don't say that. So if she ever said the word, I'd be like, hey, believe it or not, there are words that give life and words that do not. I don't use them because they're not needed. And then I would just explain my reasoning. I haven't had those conversations yet, but I grew up in a home that was sheltered, like don't let the outside world in. So whenever I did get to the outside world, I went crazy.
Oh,
Instead of knowing things, knowing my values, and knowing that was going to be out there in the world.
yeah, I wasn't allowed to have bologna or white bread, and when I went away to college, or mayonnaise, and when I went away to college for like 2 months, all I ate were bologna sandwiches with mayonnaise and white bread.
I still remember when I moved off on my own to college for the first time, I didn't realize, like, if I wanted a cherry pie, I could go to the store and make a cherry pie. Yeah. I didn't have to wait till Thanksgiving. So the freshman 15 hit hard because it was like, you can have whatever you want and you can make it in your house and nobody's going to watch you.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that way about toy stores when I was like, I don't know, 40, and I finally was making a little coin. I was like, I can go into a toy store and buy any remote control car I want, and nobody can stop me.
Did you ever have a gas remote control car?
No, that's gangster.
Dylan had one, and it would break every other day.
Oh, yeah. Those are to be worked on 20 times more than you play with them.
Oh, yeah.
I do think that I shouldn't swear around my friends' kids. I do swear around my friends' kids, and I think it's inappropriate. I agree. And I also have had in the beginning, a lot of young parents didn't want their kids around me. I even have friends who won't bring their kids to my house on Saturday nights when I have parties, UFC parties, because they don't want their kids to see the fighting on the TV. Even though my kids don't even like that. At the party, they're in their own room playing with their friends. They don't even come in. But yeah, but I do think this. I do think my kids don't emulate other adults; they emulate me. And so if you have friends that swear, as long as if you behave how you want to behave, my kids swear because I swear, and so they pick that up from me. But they also, if the parents, I don't think that the kids' parents who come to my house, if those parents don't swear, those kids just hear it and they just know it's naughty. What did you mean by when you said words that give life? Those words don't give life. What did you mean by that?
I think I have a couple examples. Here's a perfect example. I don't know why. When Hopper sees Dylan, first thing he says is words that do not give life. So he'll say like, Dylan, look at your receding hairline. And I'm just like, or you could say like, hey bro, nice to see you. Or, hey, I like your hat. Words that just make people feel better, build them up.
Nice shoulders, buddy. Look at that jawline. That's what I see when I see Dylan.
You're built like Jesus. A linebacker.
Yeah.
So words that tear people down. Usually when you're cussing, in my experience, it's like not a good thing. So just like, how can we rephrase that so the words give life? Like, that was really kind. Wow, this is great. Examples like that.
Boys do this thing. I have a couple friends who don't like to get picked on, but me personally, maybe it's because I was picked on a lot. I enjoy it. I feel like I'm an alchemist, and when someone picks on me, I'm just able to take that energy, and like in my mind, it's because they like me.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
before, when I was at some point in my life, Jesus Christ, you actually breathe through that thing in the front of your nose? Or, hey, dude, please don't sneeze. You know, there's other people in the room. But then it reached a point where the script flipped and I would get sustenance from it. It's weird. Like with
That's
maturity. Yeah.
Right? You got
I
thicker
think,
skin.
yeah. Or I just learned how to, maybe it's because I'm a narcissist or an egotistical douche, but I just think, wow, that person's giving me attention. That person likes me. I mean, I don't actually think that, but it feels like that.
Yeah. I could see it. I'm one that words do affect me, so I have to be careful what podcasts I listen to, because if it's negative about CrossFit performance, it will stay in my head too long.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I'm just like, yeah. So I'm like, if I can give life with words because I know receiving them means a lot to me, I just try to.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the gym tour.
That was from 2014 when I went to regionals. The gym I went to at the time, took a picture of it on the legless rope climb event, gifted to me. I've had all these years. I want it hung up, but my builder / hang up guy is a little busy.
So this gym right here that we're touring though is soon to be gone.
No, this will stay. So picture it like this. This is the barn, Rich Froning. And then we're going to have CrossFit Mayhem in the back.
Oh, are you going to open an affiliate?
You know what? There's goods and bads. We have two pros and cons sides. The pro is affiliates are awesome. I'm a CrossFit athlete. I should open an affiliate to support the company that supports me. The con is we don't have the same model as 99% of the CrossFit gyms out there. Once we reach 60 members, our doors are closed. You can join the wait list. We don't want more members. This is in the back of our house. I don't want our address all over Google. So I don't want you to be able to Google CrossFit gyms in Midland and then you show up back here. So it would definitely be more of a private, intimate setting.
Where will people drop a deuce?
We have a shower, a bathroom, a sauna, a cold plunge.
What?
So when I say 60 members, like the price will be higher than most gyms, but it's state of the art. You're paying for something nicer. Class sizes will never be more than 10 members. You will have sauna and cold plunge included. We actually have a chili goat, which is extremely nice if you've ever seen them. So it'll come at a price, but once we reach our 60 members, like here's the wait list. Our goal isn't to get members. Like we just want a small community. And if you want to be a part of that community, awesome. If not, there are other gyms in town who are affiliated. You're more than welcome to join them.
Sleeky, you can ask for your address not to be listed if you choose to affiliate.
You could, but for $5,000, one of the perks of it is you want people to see your CrossFit so they come and join or drop in. Me and Dylan are going to go get our L1 sometime this spring. I'd love to talk to them. They've mentioned doing an affiliate garage price. So like that, I would absolutely be interested in. But paying $5,000 a year, I mean, we could do it, of course. But part of the perks of the affiliate is putting your name on the map and all that stuff.
Jeremy Flatter deucing in the cold plunge.
Yeah.
Things to consider. Could be. I think that would reduce your membership. Hey, so you don't even care you wouldn't care if you got 0 members, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Because at this point, it's on our land. We own the shop. We own the equipment. It's not like we have overhead to pay of here's your rent every month. But I do think we'd get some members.
What if you tried this model in just really broad?
Do it.
It's $500 a month. There's just one class time. In that class, you will work out with Arielle. Arielle will be working out with you. And you don't care if you only have 3 members. It's just people who want to work out with you, right? The fittest woman in America. And if no one shows up, that's fine. But here's the deal, man. Like I'll, and not only that, there might be some days I'm not there. The schedule is not guaranteed, but I'll be probably 80% on point, but there's things I have to do. I have to do semifinals. I have to do open. You will, but it's $500 a month, and you will work out with me one time a day, and you will get at it, and you'll get that chance. And the reason why I bring that up is, I think I cracked the code on parenting, and I think like I have perfect kids. Like they just do everything right. Like they see an old lady, they open the door, they do everything on time, on schedule. They're just, I have these 3 just studs, and I know how to do it. I know exactly about the consistency, the discipline, the habits. I know it's all on me, on how I'm doing things. And if someone wants to pick my brain about that, I'm not, I mean, obviously I would talk to friends or anything, but like I would never do it for cheap. I would never talk to someone if someone's like, hey, can you help me parenting? I'd be like, it's $500 an hour. Like I'm not interested in giving away any of my time that I'm giving already to my 3 kids, but like I've cracked the code on it. You've cracked the code on what you do. You've completely fucking cracked the code. That's the thing with Fraser too. Anyone who wants to talk shit about him, you can, but this fucking guy has cracked the code. Like he knows. Right. And so like, why not just make it like you're basically trying not to have members.
Right. The only thing is, realistically, in Midland, Texas, small town, the percentage of people who are free when I work out, which is 11-1, you just like dropped all the working force. Now people who want to train to go to the games to see what I'm doing to get better, people that care about CrossFit, you just dropped it to 1 person. And it's like, could that 1 person afford it? Probably not. And also, this is what's so weird.
Then they can clean the outside of the barn with a toothbrush.
Yeah, Dylan would love that. Think of it as goofy as it sounds. I go to the games. I go to Wadapalooza. I go over to Fit Fest. I can barely walk, which is so cool. I can barely walk around in the crowd because everybody's stopping me for pictures, autographs, all that stuff. Nobody in Midland cares. Right, so like, it's like Jesus in his hometown of Nazareth. They gave him no respect because they're like, you're from here. Get out of here. So I don't think people would care that much. We would have a greater chance of bringing in people like Dylan who work every day, but they still want to do CrossFit because they enjoy it. People who work, and actually Midland has a lot of money, people who could afford it, but they just want to be healthy, look good in the mirror, eat good, and still go out and have fun on the weekends. So the percentage of those who would actually show up to train with me, I know people in Midland wouldn't care enough to pay for it, unfortunately.
Interesting. Okay, let me propose this too. Then another thing I think, because you've asked my advice.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Hey, every person when you sign up, you have to know that what you're really doing is you're subsidizing all my costs. And at any moment, I don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt, but at any moment you could be asked not to come back. It's not personal, but I'm not having 1 iota of weirdness in here. So it's like I give my kids like a remote control car, and every time I give it to them, I go, you have to understand that you're so happy right now. They're like, yeah. I'm like, but in 3 hours, when you break it, when you drive it off the roof and it breaks, you're going to be crying. And you have to see that's how objects work. They bring happiness. So let people know, hey, you're happy you signed up. Please do not be upset. Even when I kick you out, go and write a good review telling me how fucking blown away you are by my fucking etiquette and my fucking discipline and my integrity. You like basically let them know like this is like it's a sacred spot.
It is. And would you put that in the fine print? Let them know ahead
of
time?
No, I would lecture them once a week. You guys, you are here to make me better.
No, but here's what's different.
Most CrossFit gyms are to make you better. That's up to you. This one's the Arielle Loewen motherfucking gym.
No, that's
and people will want give people an opportunity to give.
Different. So think back to Rich Froning example.
Okay.
The barn.
Okay.
The barn. That was there for Rich Froning. That's where he got better. Yeah. You show up to the barn, you're on Rich Froning's good side. You're elite. That's the home gym over here that you just saw a tour of.
Oh.
The back part is CrossFit Mayhem.
Okay.
So I would probably get Mayhem affiliate programming, and they would be doing Mayhem affiliate programming. So I would actually be there to make them better.
Okay, fuck.
If you show up at the Lions Den.
Look at you. You really are a Christian. Look at you. I can't get it out of you.
So if you show up at the Lions Den, you cuss in there while I'm working out. I don't like that. you don't get to show up again. Mayhem affiliate, think of that, the back gym. We're going to be like, how can we make them better? But at the same time, we only have 60 spots. If there's people like swingers show up and they're ruining a reputation, sorry, you're cut out.
Yeah. I like it how you use swingers. Now you're talking my talk.
Yeah, so the pineapples
guys.
will always be the right
You're cheating on your wife, can't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheating on your husband, can't have that. This is a place of character also.
Exactly. Like you're going to be held to a little bit better standard. Maybe.
All right. Look at the devil was trying to talk to you and you slapped him down. Okay.
No, it's good because me and Dylan have tried to have these conversations to be like, what do we want? If we're going to charge an elite price, these people better get an elite experience, not an overcrowded place. 10 members. We're going to have hopefully road bikes from Trek. So once a week, we might be riding out on the trail. Like we want it to be something we would want to be a part of.
Yeah. That's smart. Okay, I like it. That's the advice I meant to give. So you're gonna make it something you would want to be a part of. I like that.
Yeah. And for quarterfinals, I have to do rope climbs. In the home gym, I cannot do rope climbs according to standard. So I will have that to fall back on for a little bit more room.
Okay, I like it. Okay. Here we go.
Sandbags. 3 different sandbags. That's what I'm describing. We filled them up with as much sand as could fit in them. So instead of one of them being 100 pounds, it's like 114 pounds.
Do you, if you go in there in the morning, do you need to warm up a lot? Like if you go over and try to pick up the 150-pound sandbag, like will that fuck with your head? And like, you'll be like, oh my God, this is so heavy. But then if you warm up and pick it up, it's easier. And so you're like, do you have some like sort of protocol so shit doesn't get in your head?
No, it's always heavy. Usually round 1, I hate warming up. So usually round 1 of the interval stuff, it feels heavy. But then by round 2 to 5, it's great. I hate to say it. One day it's going to get me. Right now, I hate warming up. I don't warm up. I just stretch a bit. Mm-hmm. One day I won't be able to do that anymore and I'll pay the price for it.
You ever been at an event and you go to move something and you're like, oh, I just can't do it. And then 3, 2, 1, go. The adrenaline kicks in and everything starts moving. There's been events where you're terrified. You're like, you go over and test something at the games and you're like, oh shit, I have to carry that down the field.
We just watched the episode with ski bag. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. And backstage in the warm up, I could only do 2 of those, like on the shoulder, 2 squats, and then I'd lose it. The bag would fall. So me and Dylan were like, well, this is going to be the event that takes us down. Just go out there, smile, have fun with it. And then I ended up doing 28 of them unbroken.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm very, very thankful. When I step on the floor, my body shows up for me and my mind is there and ready to go. Like the 5K run that we had to do at the games. Mm-hmm. We had to jog across North Park and then line up at the finish line and take off. The jog across North Park, everything hurt. And I was like, holy crap, how am I supposed to run a 5K? I'm already breathing heavy. My legs are tired. My shins are tired. 3, 2, 1, go. Take off, 6:30 pace. No big deal. No problem. Felt great. So I've been very blessed that when it's go time, my body's ready.
Damn. But you go through that on the regular.
On the regular.
Yeah, crazy.
But it's very comforting because I know when it's time to turn it on. Like I'm very confident that I'll be ready. It'll be fine.
I wonder if that's the difference between what makes a champion and what doesn't.
I'm not a champion yet, Sevan.
All right.
Ask Laura.
All right. All right. How old are you now, Arielle? 34?
I'm 30. I turned 30 this past year at Rogue.
All right. Back to the Lion's Den.
Yep, the Lion's Den. I'm explaining this is a new fancy barbell my strength guy gave me. Then those are our 3 barbells.
Oh, did Rogue end up making that?
So no, dude, I get left on red so much. I haven't reached out anymore. So many people, even if you look on that YouTube video, the first comment is, when are you coming out with your diamond barbell? And I reached out to Rogue back when they came, messaged a bit with Katie. And then she's like, hey, bring it to Rogue. So me and Dylan brought it to Rogue. And I went up to Katie and I'm like, hey, Katie, Arielle, thanks for coming to my house. I have the barbell in the back of my truck.
Wait, Rogue
Seriously,
sent someone to your house to look at it?
they sent someone there to do like a preview of Arielle Loewen for the Rogue Invitational.
Oh, okay.
They picked me, Victor Hoffer, and a strength guy.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool. That was a cool
yeah,
video, by the way. I remember that.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job. So I said, hey, here's the barbell. It's in the back of my truck. Literally, anytime you need me this weekend, grab me. I'd love to show you. Like, to me, this barbell is more important than the Rogue Invitational. And nothing. And then we got home, and I don't even think I reached out again because I'm like, she knows I have it. I've messaged her. I've sent her a picture. I went up to her at Rogue.
Bug her. Dude, she got 1,000 employees. Yeah, you got to bug her. I bug her. Just
or bug someone at Rogue?
No, bug her. When she's tired of being bugged, she's very direct. She'll just tell you. But probably eventually what she's going to do is she's just going to point you at the right person. Dude, I'm sure they want to do it. They're not they're very direct people. If they're like, we're not interested at this time, they'll tell you. You've only fallen through the cracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude, they're so busy.
Tell me this. Yes, I want it. I'm gonna bug her. I'll send her a picture today.
Yeah, bug her once a month. Bug her. Just bug her. Be like, hey, Katie, what's up? People who are busy need people to bug them so that shit doesn't fall through the cracks. We have to have it. I mean, you know that too, right? Yeah. Your daughter sometimes has to ask you for shit 5 times, and you're like, dude, I'm sorry.
True.
Right?
So tell me this. Let's say they do make it, and I see it on the Rogue website. My strength guy, his name's Brian Rideout, made that bar, welded it in his backyard. Like, he wants to name it the Rideout barbell. I'd love for him to get a percentage. Do you think they would give him that opportunity, or are they just gonna make it Rogue sells it?
Ask them. They'll tell you. Ask them. They'll tell you. Yeah. Okay. Ask them. They'll tell you. Who knows? There are people who have had inventions that Rogue has helped them make that I know that get a percentage of it. And then there's other stuff that where they're going to be like, they're just going to make it and like be like, thank you, and it's theirs. So Look, Sleeky says they won't. Sleeky says they won't.
Don't tell me that.
Just stay on her.
Yeah.
Just stay on her.
If I made it, I think it'd be a different story, but he welded this in his backyard. It's his invention. I would love for them to do the right thing for him.
Yeah. That's fine. Hey, but whatever happens, don't let it upset you. It's just people. You know what I mean?
Okay. But for our bigger gym, we reached out to Katie, got left on red, so then I reached out to Rogue, and now we're in talks. We want a custom rig for the back of our shop, the Mayhem gym in the back. We want a custom rig for it. We are talking to Rogue, and they are doing a phenomenal job, but we haven't got the custom price yet. But the custom outline looks good.
Even more reason to bug Katie so that she's like, oh, that's the Arielle girl that keeps bugging me. Yeah, I like her. Yes, keep bugging her. Stay close to Bill and Katie.
I know. I do love them.
Stay close.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
These are our 3 barbells I'm explaining. One of them's a guy bar, girls bar, and then a shorty bar. All of those, I'm blessed to say, were given to me by somebody, which is very nice.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who gives you a barbell? Give me an example. Like you're at a competition, they're like, take that, girl.
No, one of them, I was sponsored by RPM for a minute. The girls bar, that came with the RPM package. That was in my contract.
Cool.
Shorty bar, when I was working out an affiliate in town, his name was Carlos. He was like, hey, I have this cool shorty bar that weighs, 35 pounds. Do you want it? And I'm like, what the heck? This is amazing. Thank you. So he just gave it to me.
What's the name of the gym? What's the name of the gym?
I don't want to promote them. I'm not going to say it.
Okay. Thank you for the bar, Carlos. You're wonderful, but I'm not promoting you.
Carlos is awesome.
Yeah.
If I told you some of the crap I put up with, which is why I train alone, you wouldn't believe it. But that's for me and you over drinks at the games time. Not
any random guy slap your ass while you're working out?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. I just wanted to now I have a demarcation line of how good or bad it was. Okay, good.
No, and then the top bar, which is the guys barbell. I was working out still in Midland around 2015, and somebody in Midland was making barbells and bumper plates named Sisu. So they were just like, hey, Arielle, you went to regionals. You've had some success. Use our barbell. Here's a barbell with weights. And then that's how it came about.
Should women train with the men's bar?
I used to. Whenever I was, for like the first 5 years of my CrossFit, whatever you want to call it.
Journey.
That's a perfect word. I did, and I do feel like it helped just to work on a little bit thicker grip. And then when it's time to compete, the girl bar just feels so much smaller. Maybe I should bring that back.
Here we go.
So do barbells see gender? That's another question.
Yes, very, very important question. What's that thing on the wall? That's it. Oh, a dip?
A matador, I think that's what they call it. These are our dumbbells.
That's not too wide for you. Whenever I look at that, I'm like, that's too wide for me.
What I've noticed, the CrossFit Games ring standards are actually pretty wide. When we hung our rings, we'll show those in a second. I reached out to Fikowski because I'm like, only Fikowski would know this. I said, CrossFit Games, how far do they set the rings apart? Because that's what I want to practice. And he had the exact measurement in inches, centimeters, you name it. So they're actually set decently wide.
All right. But how about the Matador? Does the Matador seem wide? Like I look at that and I'm like, that's too wide.
You can adjust where you put your hands. Like if you go back here more, it's super wide. If you go closer up to the base, it's closer.
And where do you grab it? All
in the
over?
Like if I have 4 sets, I'll do 2 of them narrow, 2 of them a little bit wider.
Okay, of course. Constantly varied.
Exactly.
Hey, when are you going to your L1? Do you know?
It's really up to Dylan. There is one in March in Abilene, which is 2 hours from us. But honestly, Dylan's the boss man. It's like, hey, when can we go together?
God, I'd love to film that.
That'd be awesome.
God, I'd love to film that.
I'll let you know once we for sure set a date and sign up for it.
Okay. I mean, I don't even know if they'll let me, but God, I'd love to film that.
If you pay for it, just pay for your L1.
And then bring my camera. What are you doing here with your camera? I'm just,
I paid for it. You can't kick me out.
And look at those dumbbells. Those are weird.
Yeah, those were for RPM as well. They call them Squircle.
Are those rubber or metal on the end? Is that rubber on the ends?
No, it's not rubber.
Steel?
It's not steel. It's I don't know. It's not steel like you'd see in the hard gyms, but it's not rubber like the 70-pound dumbbell you see underneath it.
Yeah, it's weird shit. Okay, here we go.
It's different. One time, if you want to pause it, so they're Squircle, right? They're like round and square, those dumbbells.
Yeah.
So me and Joel were doing overhead walking lunges on our concrete driveway, and he set them down. We started our next 400-meter run, came back, and his dumbbells are gone. And he's like, what the heck? They had just rolled into the grass, and they were just gone in the random field. So they're not ideal.
And you won that workout.
Yeah.
Look at Daniel Garrity. Sevan's nose forces him to back off the Matador.
Oh,
so I can't use the close grip. My nose will hit.
It means he likes you. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, he loves me. Wants to sit on my face. Sorry.
Those are our kettlebells. I need more kettlebells because I don't have 2 of every kind. I just have 1. So like I couldn't do double kettlebell farmer's carry or anything.
Oh, I like that. That's a good hat.
That was from Wadapalooza 2 years ago. Thought that was fun. That's like a little trophy. This is my signage wall. And I'm telling the story. I have a lot more to hang up, but Dylan says he's not hanging up anymore because the last time he hung it up, he used a stud finder and saw there was something back there. So he poked the hole in the wall to hang up something. And we just hear,
uh-oh.
And then water just comes out. He had poked a hole in our water line. And the worst part, he did the plumbing for our house. So he knows where everything is.
So he had to cut open the wall, plug the hole, and then patch the wall again. Oh, yeah. He was fucking crying inside.
You know him. He was crying. Yeah. So after that, he's like, I'm not hanging anything else up. Good job on your accomplishments.
And when you're pointing here, what's going to go here?
That's where the little hole is. Where the water came out. So he patched it on the other side of the wall.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what's that thing plugged into the wall there? Is that air freshener?
Yep. So
you're crazy. You can't be in there. Your nose can't be snorting that garbage.
So in December, it was pine smell. I've actually since gotten rid of those because I've read some bad things about them.
Good.
I know.
Good. All right, good. That's very Southern of you. I always wonder when I see that shit in the grocery store, who buys that shit? It's Southern people. Yep.
I know. I just realized if I just clean the house, it'll smell just as good.
Yeah. Yeah. Use deodorant?
Of course.
Oh, disgusting.
Non-aluminum.
Okay, if you say so.
But I'm not about to be stinking.
Yeah, you need to stink. It's good.
No. So I'm just explaining. My favorite thing, though, is you see those sunglasses behind me?
I do.
I bought command strips with hooks on them. And so I have 2 pairs of Gooder sunglasses that I hang up on those, that if I ever need them to like go out in the yard and mow or go for a run, I just grab them, put them on, and then hang them back there.
Did you and Dylan fight about that? About you putting those command strips there?
Oh, too soon, Sevan.
Did he not like that? Was he like, I could just see him because you're saying he's a perfectionist and he doesn't want your feet up on the wall. Next thing, did he come in one day and he's like, dude, what's this?
No, thank goodness. But did you see what happened on Pedro's podcast?
No.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek. So I used those same stickies in our master bedroom. And I'm just going to show you this. Do you see those holes in the wall?
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah, you guys see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Dylan's not here to defend himself, but I'm going to lay the stage.
Okay.
For 6 months, I had a picture I wanted hung up. 6 months, because he's a busy guy. I let it slide for 6 months. January 1st rolled around, and I was doing laundry. I looked at the picture, and I was like, it's time. This picture is getting hung up today. I gave him 6 months. He can't be mad. And he told me, he's like, if you're going to hang it up, don't use those stickies because it'll ruin the wall. Use a nail. But it came with stickies. So I was like, it's meant for this. Let's just make it easy. I hung it up. Dylan came home from work, went to change because we were going to work out in the lion's den. He's like, what is this? And he's like, you didn't listen. You hung it up. And he's like, I told you we're going to use a nail. And he's like, look what it does to the wall. And he grabs the picture and rips it off.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I would do that too. He had a temper tantrum. Good job,
and
Dylan.
He said,
yes.
I told you it would ruin the wall. And I was like, why did you have to take it off? It was perfect. It made me happy. But he's like, I took it off to prove a point that those things ruined the wall. And look, they ruined the wall.
But no one would have seen it if he would have left it up there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
like,
that's the most OCD. That I do that stuff. I do tempered. Like if I'm looking for my kids' shoes and I can't find them, instead of gently going through their shoes, I'll get angry and just dump the whole box out on the floor.
So his defense was, you should have told me to hang it up more. So I was like, so you want me to nag you every day after you come home from work, or you want me to just do it myself? And I'm like, I'd rather just do it myself.
No way Dylan wins this. No way Dylan wins this. No way.
But he was right.
No way.
I'll give him that. It ruined the wall. But did it?
But it doesn't matter if it ruins the wall if the picture's over it.
Exactly.
Like it didn't ruin the wall until he tore it down.
Exactly.
Oh my God, you guys are you guys out of your mind? That's boy tantrum shit. You guys aren't being reflective enough.
I mean,
that's just a boy having a tantrum. That's OCD tantrum.
That's what I said. And I was like, his defense was at some point it would have had to come off the wall. And I was like, did it have to be the day I hung it up? Could you have given me 6 months?
Only because he knew.
He knew.
What if you would have? See, here's the thing. Here, let me say why it's not your fault. If you would have just said no, I used a nail, he'd have never taken it down. No one would ever know.
But I don't trust myself to use a nail.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't trust I would have used stickers too. Hey, I shouldn't tell this story, but I'm going to anyway. My wife this year hung the stockings. We have a fireplace with a wooden mantle.
Okay.
It's painted white, and she hung the stockings by putting tacks in the mantle.
Would you have rathered stickies?
I'm like, in 3 days, the stockings are going to come down, and there's going to be a hole all year where a tack went in. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, she sounds like my type of lady. I probably would have done the same thing.
My mom would have killed me if I had done that.
Yeah, same. Excuse me for 1 second. I have to wipe a butt. One second.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
keep talking.
Go ahead, wipe the butt. We'll check some of the comments. Oh shit, Dylan. It wasn't level. That was the main issue. Jeez Louise. Look at him.
Look at him defending it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blakely. You're good. He won't see you.
Oh, when do you think you're gonna stop wiping? When do you think you're gonna stop wiping?
Well, I feel like with poop it's harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. When did you stop wiping?
I don't want to tell you.
Oh, tell me.
I haven't stopped. They're 7, 7, and 9, and they still yell at me to come in and wipe their butt. And I always say to them, I'm like I was wiping well, I don't ever remember anyone wiping my butt, but I always had poop in my underwear, like always.
See, I feel like that's worse.
Yeah. I would just, because boys don't want to, when you're done deucing and you're a boy, like you start running while you're pulling your pants up to get back to what you're doing. You're not even like, that's what, and so I
want people to comment. Is that true? Boys out there. Is that true? Because I've never heard that before.
Yeah, we don't, yeah. Boys out there, did you guys wipe your butt, or did you just fucking yank your pants up? Sometimes I would even do this, Arielle. I would just wad up a napkin and then be like, fuck it, I'm not, and just throw it in the toilet. Like, just like, no, just Sevan. Okay. Oh, so true. So we got no, just Sevan, and so true. Oh, yes, yeah. Okay. Look at Vindicate 99% of the time. Oh, Jay Hartle wiped. He wiped. Interesting.
Okay.
But depends on the kid. First kid was very clean. Haven't had to since he was 3, but our second was 5.
Okay.
Bacon strip underwear. Yeah, totally. That's it. Yeah, all my underwear had just, and my mom put me in white tighty whities, so they all had just a crazy poop stain in them.
So she sabotaged you from the beginning.
No one ever talked to me. No one's like, hey, maybe you should wipe better.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I don't mind, because like you said, that I'm the one doing the laundry. If I can avoid throwing away.
Yeah, when I was a young kid, I gave no shits. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I got one of my kids is pretty fastidious. What's happened? Oh. Holy cow, get some clothes on. We're gonna get banned from we're gonna get banned.
Don't worry, I covered it up. You're good.
Yeah, you're great move. Well, one of my kids is kind of wild though. If he takes once a week, he'll take a deuce and be like, I need to shower. I'm like, why? He's like, I want, because I just took a shit. I'm like, and you have to shower?
You know what that means?
I'm concerned he's gonna be like OCD and shit.
You're gonna have to get him a bidet.
Yeah, use that bidet. Stop wiping like a peasant.
What's on me?
I don't want my kid to get used to something squirting his asshole.
That builds soft kids.
Yeah, I don't want him getting used to that.
I'm explaining the water story. That, if you see that little white remote there,
yeah,
that's what I used to turn on the heater. Good.
I like that.
And this is my whiteboard. Blakely drew me that picture up there, colored it.
Look, and you put tacks in your whiteboard. Oh no, those are magnets.
Magnets. And I'm explaining the secret to the magnet ones. You have to hang them upside down. One of our members told me that if I have them right side up, they get dried out faster.
You write your workout down every time you work out?
Every time, because there's so much satisfaction in doing the work and wiping it off the whiteboard. So by the end of the day, the whiteboard is completely blank.
Gotcha. So it's like making a list and putting some really easy shit on there that you can just like cross off right away and get some success.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm even the type, if it's 5 rounds and I didn't write 5 rounds, I'll write 5 rounds and then mark off one of them to know like I just finished that set.
Look at her with the L sit. Good job.
Yeah, she's really good. She loves gymnastics.
Hey, does this ever make it out to the outside garage?
This stuff, no.
When will that one be ready?
So I'm hoping after the games are over, I can seamlessly transition and we can open that up, and then I'll have all of the off season to not be overwhelmed, get that running, find a normal schedule, and then go from there.
Hey, when you say that after the games, you're insinuating that you're going to the games.
I'm expected. Yes.
Yeah, you're expected. Do you expect that tell me how is that? Is that put pressure on you? Do you expect it? Does Dylan expect it? Are you stressed out? I mean, the semifinals are not easy.
No, this is how Dylan would put pressure on me, which he doesn't. If he were to say, okay, Arielle, going into semifinals, you need to win. Going into the games, you need to get third again. That's pressure. But I think it's safe to say we're both confident in right now I'm healthy. I feel fit. I feel strong. I will make it to quarterfinals. I'd like to say the same thing to semifinals, and I'd like to say the same thing that I would qualify for the games. The thing that sucks is there's so many unknowns that could happen from now until semifinals. But I'm confident in my ability. If I show up healthy and doing what I've been doing, I'll qualify.
What you said something? What did you say? You said something early in the show about being affected by people talking about maybe your movement or something you might show in a video. You seem to me, I don't know, significantly more mature than the other athletes.
Right.
It maybe just appears that way on the outside, but that like you make it seem easy. Like
Thank
you're
you.
not like you're not tripping on Instagram followers or what other people say, or and to be also fair, some of these girls have fucking 2 million followers, and I'm guessing 1.5 million of them are not there because of their fitness. They're there to see them in bathing suits, right? And you have 75,000 followers, and not to say that people don't enjoy looking at your body. I would say that most of your followers are genuine, like fitness people, right? They're not there looking for all the thirst pics.
They're supportive. The thing I'd say is I know my weaknesses. I know what gets me. So I'm very aware that CrossFit doesn't define me, but I still know what attacks me. So what attacks me are mental things, like putting pressure on me. You have to get first place. I don't take that well. If you say like, hey, go out there, do your best. Who cares about the placement?
So the show we'll do for semifinals, I'll have John Young on, or Brian Spin will have John Young on, and we'll start making predictions. You don't watch prediction shows. You don't like that.
No, that it actually gets to my head, so I don't like it. Here's an example, as goofy as it is. Mm-hmm. John Young had the new mountain and then the peak of it, and it's like, who might fall off the cliff this year?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm very realistic. I had a great year. I'm very realistic. I might drop down next year, but I don't like to hear it from other people. So even hearing Dylan talk about that I was on the peak and I might fall off, mentally I'm like, hey, don't even put that thought in my head. I'm just going to keep showing up every day, doing what I love, and not think about it too much. I know certain things, like little outside voices, can affect me. That is my weakness. So I try and just not listen to them, because if I don't know about them, they never happened.
Yeah, it's interesting. For some reason, it's hard for me to believe that about you. Because in my mind, it's almost like you're not human. Like you just live in this bubble, you work out, and then you just kind of like those little clocks where the guy comes out when it strikes 12, you just come out of your cave, you go compete, and then you go back in. But
I do that. But what will get me is my one weakness, my kryptonite is mental.
Give me another example.
Another example of my mental game?
Yeah, just like something that might be like, give me another example.
Okay, another example was the last chance qualifier. Rolling up, I had one more workout to go, and I was feeling confident. I was in first place, and on the way to compete, Dylan was listening to
This is 2 years ago, right? Because there wasn't the last chance qualifier last year. Okay.
Dylan was listening to a podcast called the Sevan Podcast.
Familiar with it.
And on there, Sevan had said, like, Arielle won't end up qualifying for the last chance qualifier. She's a one-trick pony. And I remember when he called me on the way to do my last workout. And I remember the feeling of driving there, pumped up, I'm ready to go. And then after that conversation, it was just like my spirits had sank.
Oh, wow. We've come full circle from the very first comment you said in the show. You don't like talk that words that don't give life.
Right. So I'm very self-aware that words are very powerful over me. So in that moment, it was a good learning lesson of, okay, I need to communicate with Dylan. Words affect me. I can look like I'm hard as a shell on the outside, but words get to me because my spirits have sunk. I'm not as motivated. I'm not as pumped up. I'm still going to go there and kill it. But I'd rather not even know about that. And then it's like, la-di-da, I'm in my own fairy world, go out there and kill it. And I did great. So I have to be really careful. And Dylan knows this. Like, whatever Brian friend predicts me to get at the games, don't even tell me. Whatever this person predicts me to get, whether it's good or bad, don't even tell me. Just say like, hey, you're great. You're one of the best in the world. Go out there and shine. And my little fairy brain will do great. And I'll just have that positive mantra.
How did it go away? So when you hear that and you're about to go out, how does it go away? How does it dissipate?
When I see the leaderboard and saw that I got first, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'm not done. Like my actions prove it.
How about these athletes that like the Frasers who will put up on the put up his second place medal on the wall so he can stare at it every day and get irritated by it? That's not your way.
No, because even Dallin did that. I think one year he got maybe 6th place, and that was his screensaver on his phone for forever. And my brain it works on positive things. Like,
so you want God loves you and is going to give you the strength to fight through all your challenges. And you're
even
like,
Dylan cheering for me. I don't want go faster, push harder, because my brain takes that as negative. I want, you're doing great. You've got this. You're strong. I need anything positive because my brain is just like gasoline fuel.
That outfit looks awesome on you.
That's exactly what it'll say. You look strong. You look beautiful. So everybody's always like, you've got Kyle Rolfe on one side screaming at Emily like, you gotta effing go. Effing pick up the bar. Then you got
no, bitch, you want to sleep outside?
Yeah. Then you got Dylan. You're beautiful. You're strong. Like, so extreme. But I know what my brain needs because I know what it doesn't respond well to.
Have your parents sat you down and talked to you at all about like how are your parents reacting with like, what do they say when they see their daughter's the fittest woman in America?
Oh man, they're excited, they're proud, they're overwhelmed with joy, they're super supportive. But I still don't know if they get it, as bad as that sounds. Like I spoke in front of a large assembly of people, and I mentioned in there, you can't be defined by your performances. Chances are next year at the games, I probably won't get 3rd place because like the field gets better. It's harder. I'm realistic in that it was a God thing. I don't know if it'll ever happen again. My mom literally looked at Dylan and said, did she just retire from CrossFit? Why would she say that? She won't get 3rd place at the games next year. And Dylan had to explain, well, the games are extremely difficult. The chances of getting 3rd place again, it might happen, but chances are it probably won't happen again. So he just had to explain. So she'll say she gets it. She's always supportive, but it's little comments like that to where I'm like, do you really get it? Or I don't know.
I don't think very many people get it. I don't think truly I get it, because there are people out there, obviously, who have these other gears that even the best athletes in the world, like, let me ask you this. Do you think you get Tia? Or do you look at her and scratch your head sometime and be like, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, you beat her in an event.
How good she is?
Yeah, just how good she is, right? How much work, how hard it is, the places she goes. Like, you know how hard you had to suffer to climb to the top of 4 billion women on the planet.
Right.
And then you're like, what? How?
I kind of do get it.
You do get it.
She trains all day. I train 2.5 hours a day. That's it. So I'm like, if I can do the minimal intentionally, somebody out there can do the maximum intentionally.
How do you know, though, that the minimal is not perfect for you?
It is perfect for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it is perfect for me.
I'm thinking that you don't do better if you train more.
I agree. I think if I committed more time to it, got a full-time nanny, put Blakely in school, I would not improve. I would stay the same or drop off because it'd be too much pressure. And what I'm doing is mentally perfect and physically perfect.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that all the girls who make it to the games get it? Because from the outside, it doesn't like we can say we get it, but you look at these people who've just been dominant for so long, and it's just like, and then if us regular mortals try the workouts, it doesn't even make sense. Like shit that they're doing in 15 minutes would take some of us literally all day. We'd have to like eat lunch and then come back and do some of the shit.
Right. I don't think they do. I say that, but people still love it. Like venue sold out. So even if they don't get it, they buy into it.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I don't think your parents can ever get it. Do they do CrossFit?
No. Oh, I say this nicely. My mom is the best person to take care of Blakely. If I go to the games, I know she's in great hands. I have no worries. But if I wanted her to go to the games, I would say, hey, Mom, do you want to come to the games? I'd love to have you there. Never would it be, of course, you're going to the games. We're going to be there. We'll be front row. Regardless if you ask us, we're going to stand there and stand in the crowd. I would have to say like, hey, would you like to come? And then we'll figure out Blakely, go from there. But even before at sporting events, they were never the ones in the front row screaming their heads off. So it's fun that Dylan is always there, because if I didn't have that with them, Dylan absolutely gives me that.
Say it again. Gives you what?
Gives me any competition I do, Dylan's going to be there in the front row cheering for me. The physical support.
And that's crazy. And that's crazy important to you. The role he plays is like vital to you.
Vital. And that's where Pedro asked me at FitFest, because Dylan was talking to me, and then you've got these professional coaches over here talking with their athletes. And Pedro's like, do you miss not having a coach backstage? And I'm like, absolutely not. I don't need you to tell me, okay, at 15 reps, break it, check your heart rate, breathe a little bit faster, and then go. I just need you to tell me, I'm pretty, I'm strong, go out there, do your thing, and I'll do the rest on the floor.
I wonder what Matt needed.
I don't think he needed strategy.
I wonder what he need, but I was kind of sort of thinking from other human comfort. I wonder what he needed at the games. I wonder if he needed Sammy to tell him he loved them, or I wonder what he needed at the
I don't
event.
think it was Sammy. It would have been O'Keefe, right?
Maybe, or maybe he doesn't need anything.
Maybe not. He's the anomaly, though.
He is.
He is. Because most people need that strategic person. But to me, that's just more stress. Like, let me just do my thing.
No matter how competitive someone is, there are definitely athletes who are there who are just like, holy shit, I'm just so glad to be there.
Like Shelby Neal, she posted the other day that she had imposter syndrome standing out there on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're so cute, but you were top 20. Like, you're great.
But for you, it's not, you can't rest there. You're not comfortable with, hey, I'm just happy to be here.
I am happy to be there.
I know you are happy to be there, but
yeah.
It's not enough for you. You have expectations.
I would say now that I am perfecting my craft, I would like to see improvement. The hard part is, though, how do you improve from third? So for me, if I can top 10 again, hey, that's still an improvement. Top 5.
Don't you want a coach there or someone giving you feedback when you're in this gym, being like, hey, Arielle, have you considered doing this with your toes to bar? Have you considered different breakups? Have you considered you really are in a vacuum? I'm not saying it's not impressive. I'm not questioning it in the sense that you should change it, but do you ever think that, like, hey, I have no one watching my movements to maybe give me those 1% increments I need?
I did have those thoughts last year at this time. And I had so many doubts going into the Open, going to quarterfinals, going to semifinals, the games. But getting third place, it just, think of like a candle. Getting third place at the games, unlit the candle. I don't have those doubts anymore. But Dylan still is great. Whenever I go and compete, he will totally call me out and say like, hey, your burpees are slow. You need to work on faster burpees. And I'll work on it. But usually my weaknesses are exposed on the competition floor. And I try and do everything I can to just like stay consistent. But I will look back at, now that I got third place, I have a whole year of workouts I've logged in my notebook that like what I did last year, January 31st. This was the work. So I have that to reference of, am I staying on pace? Okay, this was me last year at this time. I'm fine. And as I get closer to the games, I should be a little bit fitter than last year, but I haven't looked that far into the programming. So I'll have that to fall back on.
A great title for a book. I became the fittest woman in the United States all by myself. And then in the preface you write, the title isn't true, but bear with me. And then you just basically tell the story that you had, in one way it's true, but in another way it's not, because you're obviously telling us the vital role Dylan plays.
Yeah.
But basically you did it yourself. You're writing your own programming, everything.
My cardio stuff. I do have a strength guy who created the barbell.
Yeah.
He's the best strength guy in the business. He watched footage and he'll say like, okay, these muscles are weak. This is where you're weak. Here's a 6-week strength style. Email it over. I'll do it. And then I'll compete and he'll be like, okay, here's your weaknesses from what I saw. Here's your next 6-week strength cycle. So I do have him.
So you do have someone's eyes on you too.
I do.
Okay.
But it's a 6-week basis. We reach out and communicate and then he sends it over.
I wonder what he looks at. You send him videos and he watches your movement and he says, okay, hey, like you need to do, go ahead.
Sorry. He'll watch Wadapalooza and say, okay, based on this competition, this is where it looks like you're weak. Or he'll watch the games and say, okay, you got really good at being explosive, flipping the pig, but then Rogue came up and the squats buried you. We need to work on leg strength. So he'll watch performances like Rogue, Wadapalooza. Or if I express something like, hey, my clean isn't very strong, help me get strong at a clean. And then he'll help me. But he's the smartest guy. He's not going to tell me do 5x5 back squats followed by 5x5 deadlifts. The stuff he comes up with is so intricate and unique and different that it just blows my mind.
And so not only that is he good, but he knows how to talk to you.
Yeah. And best quote from him ever, because I've had coaches in the past. I was very self-aware. I didn't like how things were going, so I ended it because it was more negative than positive. And he gave me a 6-week strength cycle last January, and I didn't hear from him for 6 weeks. And so at the end of it, I was like, hey, I finished the 6-week strength cycle. Here's what I'm feeling. Let's check back in and all this. And it was so refreshing. And I was like, I really appreciate you just sending the 6-week strength cycle and trusting me to do my part and work hard. And he's like, yeah, you don't need another cheerleader. Show up and do the work. And that's all he said. And I was like, man, that's so refreshing. Everybody wants to be the cheerleader. Like, you got it. You're great. And he's like, you know what to do. Here's the program. You do this, you'll get strong. End of story.
You found your match.
I found my match. And he's so great. He lives a mile from our house, which is the funniest thing. The first affiliate I ever went to, he was the owner of it. So I've known him for almost 12 years now. He works.
Is that the same affiliate that you're not going to say their name? The same gym? No.
His affiliate unfortunately had to shut down because rent was ridiculous. He couldn't afford his overhead anymore. But I'll show up to his place we actually gave him an ice barrel as a thank you from the games. And we'll show up to drop it off. And he's in like 5-year-old jeans, holes all over him. Instead of a belt, he uses a rope to tie his pants, holes in his shoes. Just like you picture country strong.
A rope to hold up his pants.
Like he's probably doing kettlebell swings with a keg, just like country strong in his backyard, throwing down. I think if he would, everybody. Okay, I'll comment on that in a second if you don't mind, Sevan. One of my YouTube videos, I'm going to introduce him, and I just want you guys to meet him because he's just strong. Unfortunately, I'll get messages like that in my DMs. Braylon, I'm sure you're awesome. Please don't take this offensively. But when people message me that, I get so offended because so many have slid into my DMs after the games, getting 3rd place. Hey, if you need a coach, I'm here. Hey, if you need a strength program, I'm here. And I'm like, I literally just got 3rd place at the games, doing my own programming, following this awesome strength guy. And you have the audacity to come at me and say, hey, do my program. You've never heard of me. My stuff is better than what you just did to get 3rd place at the games. And I'm like,
yeah, you should respond. Do you want me to train? Is that your way of asking me to train you? Sorry, sorry, I'm not taking on any clients right now.
Oh, that's
listen. I have a method that's unparalleled. I love you, Braylon.
That's awesome. Yeah. So the selfish side.
Oh, here it gets better. He'll take you to second place.
Hey, that's somewhere I've never been. You might be right. You
use the word doubt. What do you do with doubt? Do you have to wait for it to go away? Do you look at it? Do you push it down?
It's there. The only thing that'll push it down is performance. So like when the Open rolled around, I got 4th in the Open.
Do you think you need doubt? You think what's the benefits of having doubt? You've been talking about it like it's negative, but somehow I'm also feeling like it's something you kind of need.
You're not wrong, because the doubt could almost be like the flame behind me, keeping me going.
Yeah.
So you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Does it bum? Do you wish Dylan worked out more? Do you wish he did more CrossFit with you? Like, do you wish he did work out with you?
If I had won Rogue, he said he would have taken a lot of time off from work to work out with me. So in a perfect world, I'd make all the money and he'd just show up kind of like Joelle, work out with me for fun.
You would like to work out with him. You think he'd be a good training partner. Yeah.
Mental. I love having people around me to work out if they're the right fit for me. And he's awesome. I would love to have him there. And also, my brain is so weird, Sevan. So we retested an Open workout Monday night, and it was 17.5. You did 9 thrusters, 35 double unders, 10 rounds for time. So we're doing the workout. Me and Dylan head to head. We'll train together in the evening. I should preface with that. So it's
How are his double unders?
Sevan, he did single unders.
Oh, good. Me too. That's what I do. That makes me feel better. That's what I do. Yeah.
He's still working on double unders. So we're doing that workout. 8 p.m. at night, we're going, and I lap him because I'm just moving. I'm trying to beat my old score. And in my head, I'm thinking, Dylan's probably so impressed. I'm moving these thrusters so fast. I just lapped him again. He's probably thinking I'm awesome. So I just have all these silly, positive, goofy thoughts. So if he worked out with me more, I'd probably have more goofy thoughts, and it's just fun for me.
Dude, I love you even more now. That is awesome. That's how I can't get over myself either. That's so healthy. I'm like when Haley comes home and I got onions chopped on the stove in butter. I'm like, man, she must think I'm the greatest husband ever. I haven't done shit. I sliced an onion and put it in butter. Yep. I'm like, she must think she scored.
Yeah. You're crying because you cut the onion. She's like, what a man.
I always tell my kids, tell me how great I am. Tell me. They're like, what? They're like, you're a douche. I'm like, all right. We'll work on that. Okay. We're never getting through this video. Hey, that's healthy though. It's healthy, right? You should be having those thoughts. That's your muse then. You found your guy.
Yeah, I do.
Basically, I interpret that as you want to impress him. Like, I want to impress my girl. I want to juggle 3 balls in front of her. Like, and be like, look what I can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, you scored. That's awesome.
I scored. We both scored.
Both scored. Sorry. Of course. Well, he scored. Okay. The guy can build. This is crazy. Was that crazy when you saw that in your yard? Were you just like all warm and fuzzy?
Yeah. So he's the contractor. He could build that himself, but it would have taken probably a year. Just because he's so busy, he doesn't have the time to do that. So he did hire this out, and they built it quick.
Dude, look at him right there. That's a great shot of him. You got a man.
Yeah, he was so nervous to film this. This was before he went on the Sevan podcast, so he wasn't used to talking in front of a camera.
Look at his big old puffy chest and his square jaw. Look at this guy.
Yeah, so that'll be a fence. Those pillars, we'll put wood in there, and that's part of our backyard.
The pillars are sick.
Aren't they beautiful?
Sick.
So we're actually, those same pillars, the very back of that garage, like if you're looking straight through it, there's a glass garage door that'll go straight up the wall. We're going to stone that back wall, and then there'll be 2 bays of a semifinal rig on either side. So it's going to look dope in there, but it'll be that same stone that you see there.
How much land do you have there? Do you have an acre there?
Little over an acre.
Wow. Will there be, and you have a place to run already?
Yeah, I already have it mapped out, marked on the street. The good thing is we live in the country, not in city limits. So we will run through our neighborhood, but right now we have no more than maybe On our street, 4 neighbors, and our street is half a mile long.
Do you have a well, or are you on city water?
We have a well.
Oh, are you on septic or city sewage?
Septic.
Oh, can you get off a septic?
Honestly, that's a Dylan question.
I hate septic. We got off of septic, but we still got our well, though. Having a well is dope.
Yeah, it is. So that's why we only put 1 shower, not 2 showers back there. Because we don't want you stealing too much water. But you can
that is kind of crazy. And wells are expensive to dig. I never even thought of that. Could you get city water there?
Honestly, I don't know. That's a Dylan question. That's why his Dylan Loewen, and then it says AKA the boss. Those are boss questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How's your water? How's your drinking water? Good from your well?
Not good to drink.
No. So even if you run it through a filter, like a Berkey or something?
So 2 years ago for Christmas, I wanted good drinking water in our house, so I don't have to kill the environment and buy all these plastic water bottles. It's still been 2 years. We have bought the system, but I'm waiting on Dylan, aka the boss, to install it.
Just to install it yourself. You're good.
Can you imagine? No way.
What would he be more upset with, if you installed it yourself, or if he came over and you're like, and there was some guy there installing it, and you're like, oh, I paid this guy $1,200 to install it? Would he be like, what the?
Oh, that would be a heart. That's like, you think another man can do it better than me? That'd be the same as him walking in and I'm sleeping with another man. It would hit the same bone.
Oh my goodness. All right. You installed our water cleaner. God, I would be so excited if this was going on in my house.
You see, if you rewind it a bit, Dylan stores his garage doors in one of our garages, but he has no more room in that garage. So that's another reason why we built the shop. Half of it's his, half of it's mine. He literally, for 2 weeks, had garage doors just in our driveway. Yeah, I think you're going too far. Give it a second, and it'll come back up, and you can see the doors.
So so where did you work out? If he was, did I misunderstand that? Was he storing them in your garage?
We have a 3-car garage. There's the garage doors right there. So he's
that's your neighbor's house?
Yeah.
That thing is huge.
Yeah. So that has a crazy story. That house, somebody bought the lot. Some sketchy business happened. Somebody else bought the lot and started building their dream house. And then the first owner of the lot comes by and says, hey, why is there a house on my land? So it was under a lawsuit for years. And then finally somebody bought it and they're finishing it up to live in there. But yeah, it's a big.
So someone got scammed and bought something from someone that didn't own it.
I don't know if the title company messed up, the realtor messed up, but at one point 2 people owned the land and one person had put in all of his life savings to build this house.
And neither person got it?
I think he sold it, but through that process, he got divorced because of the stress. He gave up on the house, sold it, got rid of it. So he still got paid for what he had put into it, but not worth it if you ask me.
How much is that? How much is that house? If someone
6,000 square feet, they sold it for, I want to say $500,000, but
oh my God.
No, Sevan, it was maybe 25% built. So you bought it as is on an acre.
Okay.
So you still had to put in at least $500,000 to re-gut it, put in the electrical, and finish it out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when I'm creeping, like I'm watching those construction guys over there.
Yeah.
They better not come on our land.
Start building a house.
Yeah.
Are you sure you own your land? Did you make sure that you actually own your land?
Yeah, we got title insurance, land. We did something. Boss questions. Those are Dylan questions.
Okay.
But yeah, he needs more space for his garage doors. As you can see, they were just all out there.
6,000 square feet's big.
Isn't that huge?
Huge.
Yeah.
Good for your property value.
Yeah, it is.
They concerned with you building that barn on there? They try to punk you at all, or like say you like send inspectors over?
So if you look straight across, there's a neighbor where you can see their fence.
Yeah.
They're the neighbors we have to worry about. So they came over when we poured the foundation.
Yeah.
And we live in the county, so there's not an HOA, city limits, whatever. They came over and they're like, your shop is going to be too big. Are you sure you want to make it that big?
Oh,
We had
shit.
already poured the whole concrete pad. And me and Dylan, they had talked to Dylan about it, and Dylan's like, what did they want me to do? Bust up the concrete to make
They're so far away from you. What do they care?
And Sevan, their house is for sale. They're moving.
Oh, God, I hate it.
So
How old are they? Are they from California?
I don't know where they're from, but they're older, probably 50s or older.
Easy.
I mean,
easy. When I said older, I meant 70.
No, sorry. They're peaking. They're 50. Yeah. So they're the only ones we have to worry about. But at the end of the day, me and Dylan were like, every other house in this neighborhood is breaking the community guidelines. If they want to come for us, we'll come for all y'all.
Yeah, that's great. And it's like you said, there's 4 homes in your neighborhood.
Exactly.
God, I hate douches like that.
I know. And so we have to stay away from them because they know all the negative gossip talk of our couple of neighbors. We're like, we don't want to be part of that.
Yeah. Sounds like they're bored. Yeah. Hey, I'd be stoked to have, I mean, isn't that amazing too? You guys are great neighbors. You have a kid, you're adding value to your property, but someone's being a butthole.
Yeah. So one thing we did talk about, me and Dylan, was let's say the neighbors do have a problem with it, too loud. We'll just say like, hey, this is a community gym. You neighbors come and join for free if it'll make you happy. Like, come be a part of it, not against it, if it comes to that.
Oh, God, I hope it doesn't.
I know. But think about it. How many people would actually show up?
My neighbor, I can hear his well, and it sucks. Yeah. So whenever someone uses water at his house, I can hear his well go on.
Wow.
But I still like, he's my neighbor. I just told him, I said, hey, dude, your well's loud as shit. It's right against my like podcast studio. If I'm out here at like 3 a.m, just like looking up at the stars, I can hear someone in your house flushes the toilet. I could hear it. He's like, okay, that's it. Like, fuck, I told him, whatever. Like, what am I going to do? Yeah. He's my neighbor. I got to live next to him. I like him.
Yeah. But you don't like his well.
No, I don't like his well. Hope it fucking goes. And hey, and you want to know what's crazy? His well went empty one time. So he asked me if he could run a hose from my house to his house for a few days till they dug a new well.
Did you let him? What a good neighbor.
Yeah. He did tell me afterwards, he goes, hey, I just want you to know we never did the wash or anything like that. We were respectful of your water. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Whether it's true or not, that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. I don't think my well's so good. Everyone else in my neighborhood has brown water. My water's like pristine. So weird.
Can you drink yours or do you have a filtration?
Yeah, both. We have filtration. We put it through a Berkey, but you can totally drink it. I had it tested. It's perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything you do is perfect, Sevan.
That is true. That's true. It's true. This interview with you is perfect also.
It is. I don't expect any different.
Yes.
Yep, that's a shop. Since that video, the shop from the outside is finished.
How many square feet will that be?
My side will be 2,000 square feet, but the whole shop itself is 100 by 50.
Why does he need 1,000 square feet? What's he gonna do over there?
Sevan, believe it or not, he's a boss.
I believe it.
He has a lot of material. Garage doors come in panels. So one garage door probably has 4 or 5 panels, probably more. So you stack them up, it takes up so much room. And his contractors are always ordering doors. So he legit needs the space.
Is there going to be like sawdust from him like sawing shit in there while you're trying to fucking do Fran? And
no, we're going to like make it pretty on the inside. So there'll be a wall up for his side, a separate compartment for the sauna, separate rooms for the showers, separate room for the office, and then all the gym.
He needs to build a second barn after this.
For what?
For the Dylan barn.
His man cave?
Yeah.
Then I'd never see him. He'd go from one shop to the other shop and then come in at midnight and I'd be asleep.
Look at this. I love my water, but you have to live in the middle of Alaska and no filter. God, can you imagine the water in Alaska must be crazy.
That's probably beautiful.
Dan Guerrero, Sevan's never thought of how a garage door is put together.
A lot of people don't. Dylan will show up to jobs and they'll be like, where's the garage door? they just thought it came in like one big piece that you would just like tilt up against the wall. But it comes in sections. And Dylan's next Instagram post might show you a process of what that garage is building is like.
At
That's
Dylan Loewen. Yeah, is that steel? That's steel? The frame?
I-beams?
Boss question? Is that steel or wood, that frame?
Oh, it's steel.
Steel.
This is me talking about the gym a bit more, and I think that's the end of the video.
I have a shitty garage door. Look at you. You're now on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Why are you doing that? Why are you? Is that a good use of resources to
There's a few different things. My goal this year is to grow. As goofy as it sounds, I want to grow my name more. And a lot of people don't know my story. That's what I'm finding out. And I was waiting for somebody else to tell my story, or, hey, if I hire this person, maybe they'll tell it. Maybe my sponsors will tell it. Nobody was. So I'm like, it's time that I tell my own story. Here's where I train. Here's a little home gym tour. Here's my workout partner. Just for people to get to know me more. Like, so many people found out that I train out of my garage.
Yeah.
Now you can see the garage that I'm talking about. And actually, I have merch coming soon. I was almost pushed this podcast because my shirt will be in tomorrow, and then I could have worn it on the podcast. But it literally says, I work out in my garage, and that's it.
Oh, no shit? Really? Oh, I like that.
It's simple. It's like goofy. Everybody, anything I post, hey, did you know she works out in her garage? So just to like play along with it.
What? Hey, I'll have you on again, and can we do a live gym tour where you walk around with a cell phone? Will there be good internet out there?
Yeah.
How's your cell service there in middle of nowhere?
Way better. You remember the first time I came on your podcast?
No.
It was horrible.
It was bad?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, yeah. You had to move from room to room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, now it's great.
All right. Hey, hey, how about as soon as that gym's done? Well, you'll be on before then. I was gonna say as soon as the gym's done, come on, but you'll be on before then because we got the games and semifinals, and I'll be bugging you for all that shit.
That gym is gonna take a process. That's why I'm giving myself until August, because I know once we order the rig, that's gonna take time to come in. The flooring's gonna take time to come in. All the equipment. It's gonna be a process, but it'll be worth it.
Hey, do you have a like a media strategy? Like, are you gonna make a short every day on YouTube? Like, do you know how to do shorts on YouTube?
I hired a guy, so I literally gave him the password, and I'm like, YouTube's yours.
Yeah.
You grow it, you get a percentage, we both win. So I'm leaving that to him, and I trust him.
I had a subclip station, and that's what I did with the guy who was making my subclips. Oh. He's since got busy with other stuff that's really important, but basically I said, hey, do you want to grow the subclip station? And the first $1,500 it makes a month is all yours.
Wow.
You know, because then then he's got crazy incentive. This guy's rich though. I can't incent. He's rich and talented. I can't incentivize.
Is it you?
No,
is it you?
No.
Okay.
I'm just rich. But that is the way to do it. Completely incentivize someone else, because all you're going to be doing is just leveraging the media, right? Just through sponsors and all that shit. Hey, the way do you make your Instagram clips?
I do.
So your Instagram clips are dope. This like I was watching this one just now. I think it's this one. This one's great right here.
If you want to shine in front of everybody, you have to work in front of nobody.
So I'll just
rule number every day.
Find stuff I want to. So like part of my contract says I have to post for sponsors. So I thought that was a great way to post for my sponsor without it being like a saturated ad. That was for WODproof app.
So you could take this and you could put this just YouTube Shorts is exactly the same as Instagram. You just take your camera, you film yourself, or you upload something from your photos, and then you just post.
And does that bring in money?
Once you get over 1,000 subscribers, you can. I think apply for ad revenue. But either way, then you can be publishing this in both places.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
But YouTube Shorts are so easy if you can get in the habit of making them. They're so easy.
And I'm already making them for Instagram, so I would just have to get them.
Yeah, might as well. And YouTube Shorts is like totally catered for the phone. It's like soon as YouTube sees that you film something in this aspect ratio, it just automatically puts it as a short.
Okay.
Arielle, where is the flag from the games? Did you frame it? What? Yeah, the American flag, right?
Do you want to see it? Where
Sure.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show you. We didn't frame it yet. Come on, Blakely. We haven't really hung up much at all. We've been busy with other things. Yep, that's the flag. So this is our office. If you can see it.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
I call it like my shrine wall. But
everything you do is so clean. You have no clutter. I have clutter.
Thank you. We're minimalist modern. That's what I've discovered.
Okay.
So we've had all the athletes sign at my first year at the games. This is one of my favorite pictures from the games.
Yeah, it's dope.
Then this is my like trophy wall. So here's the flag.
Oh, it looks good there.
Yeah, elevated Elizabeth. Third place at semifinals, third place from the games. And then that's just where I keep it for now.
You brought a flag with you, Arielle?
No. Did I never tell you this story?
Maybe you did. Refresh me.
Okay. This flag was in Lost and Found from day one at the CrossFit Games.
Oh, that's right.
And we walked past it, and Dylan was like, hey, if you make it on the podium, look, there's a flag at Lost and Found we could use. And then one thing led to another, and it was still there when I needed it. So that's the flag I held on the podium. And this is where I put the third place belt. Thought it was fitting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Look at I like what Sean said. Sevan, you don't have clutter, you just have a small house. Okay. I like that.
No, one thing I also am intentional with my parenting is her toys stay in her room, and she can make a huge mess of her room. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I live in the house every day, and if I see clutter, it just puts clutter in my mind. So the house is like this. 100%.
That's exactly what we have. We have a room, our TV room, no toys are allowed. Nothing.
Yeah. And it's so much more peaceful.
Yeah.
And it gives you normalcy. Like my house isn't overrun with my kids' toys everywhere, as amazing as they are. But her room, it can look like a hurricane went through it. I don't care.
One of my kids broke the 90-inch TV with a toy once, and that was it. Never that he was like 3 years old. That was it. Never again. No toys ever allowed.
90-inch TV.
95. Let's say 100. Let's round it up to 100.
Wow. So you don't still have it? Did you replace it with?
No. I immediately put it back. So it broke, and then I immediately went to the website and put another one in the shopping cart. And then for like 3 months, just like you put something in a shopping cart somewhere, and they keep sending you emails. You left this in your shopping cart. And I just let that just come at me for like 3 months until I was finally just bit the bullet. And
then you took it out of his college savings?
My wife picked him up and carried him away to the room because she saw me turn so red. True story.
She had to protect him from you.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, Richie Rich, it was a 50-inch Vizio. All right, so what? Don't ruin my story.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think Blakely's over it.
Talk to you soon. Thank you for everything. Tell your husband I love him. And
I will.
Look forward to having you on again, Arielle. Thank you.
Thanks, Sevan. You're awesome.
Bye. Third fittest woman in America. Shooting the shit with her like she's my friend. Look at that shit. Fucking gangster. I got friends in high places. Shut Up and Scribble is on later on today. Oh, wow. Part 9 approved. Floor access denied. Wow, son of a bitch. We need to talk. Okay, episode 9 is approved. That's good. I sent this text to Dave. The CrossFit, I guess Dickies, there's going to be a different setup there, and there's not going to be media pits around the outside. And so I sent Dave a text this morning, and I said, hey, I need to have floor access next year at the games. I'll behave. Thank you. And he put, but before then I had sent him part 9, and he just wrote back, part 9 approved. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Hey, I'm on the podcast right now. Hey, yeah. Hey, so can we talk about it live on the air about floor access? Okay, bye. Ellie thinks she's got problems. I got problems. I can't do the behind the scenes if I don't have a media pit to go back and forth. So I need to be on the floor. But I'm obviously I wonder what the chances. I think it's significantly more likely Arielle goes to the games than I go to the games, which kind of sucks. I walk a tightrope. I look so sad. Yeah, I walk a tightrope. I think that's the first time in the history. I think this is the first time in the history of the podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I've ever answered the phone when Dave's calling. That was nice of him to call and let me know to my face that denied. I'll still push though. I'm not going to give up. I think I have to have it. I have to have it. It will be if I'm stuck in one spot. I just won't be able to provide what I want to provide to you guys. Oh, that this is, and Sean Lenderman needs access so he can bring Graciano snacks as he protects Sevi. Yeah, it's a teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm wrong. I am wrong. I was gonna say, Hiller told me something really interesting I wanted to share with Arielle today. We were talking yesterday, and we were talking about working out and being sore, and he's like, dude, I think he said 80%. You do realize that 80% of the people, when they get sore, think that they're injured. And I was kind of like having trouble processing that because I love being sore. For me, that's like validation I worked out. I like that feeling like when you're walking downstairs and you're like, ooh, and your quads are jiggling, you know? I like that feeling when your triceps like hurt to the touch. Just makes me want to work out more. If I'm not sore, I feel like if I'm not sore the next day or feel a little, I did dumbbell snatches yesterday and I don't feel, and I feel sore in my back and I'm stoked. I'm so stoked in my upper back. I wonder if it's more than 80%. What if it's like 95% of the people think that when they're sore worldwide? Like I want to be a little bit sore every day. Being sore is not recovered. I wonder if that's true. I like being sore. I like being sore and a little tight after a workout. I feel like I should have just pushed a little bit harder. Yeah. I mean, for me, there's no question of where that demarcation line is between being sore and injured. Like for me, it's just clear as day. I've never in my 51 years, I've never confused the two, ever. But I do know people. When he said that to me, I'm like, oh, my kids are now finally trained. They know the difference. But when they're young and you ask kids, they'll be like, oh, it hurts. And I'll be like, are you injured or sore? And they don't know what you're talking about. They include being sore as injured when studying CrossFit injury rate. God, I think if you're not sore, you're not like working out hard enough. I mean, there's times like not to, but there's times just to move and get a sweat, but like you need to be sore. I've heard it gets tougher to get sore as you age. It takes longer to set in, that's for sure. I used to just be able to. I remember soreness would set in within 24 hours always. Now sometimes it can take 2 days. It's so weird. Balin, I'm a CEO podcast sponsor, just like BirthFit and CA Peptides. I donated $4 in the past 2 days, so don't give me that BS. What BS? I like you. You're funny. Are you hurt or are you injured? No, what are you talking about? I mean, not hurt or injured. Hurt. Oh, that's interesting too. Are you hurt or are you injured? Being injured sucks. Being sore is a process of recovery. I get sore if I sit at my desk too long. Yeah, that's different. Like I just drove for 16 hours the other day or whatever. And my butt was like starting to do weird shit. But as soon as I walk around, that goes away. I'm just talking. Yeah, I live sore. I think it's normal. Yeah, it's good. It's fucking rad. All right. Shut Up and Scribble with Taylor Self and J.R. Howell. Coming soon. I'm going to try to do a 20-minute show this evening. Oh, I don't even know what this means, but yes. I get Dan Guerrero. I get sore when doing unilateral work. Like that's just like one side or the other. Lunges more than squats. Yeah, for sure. Right. And any isolated movement. Anytime I ever do any, like I could make my triceps sore just by just straightening my arm out a lot. GHD. Oh, another good one. Excuse me. Yeah. Jeffrey Birchfield throwing his big brain into the conversation. If you hurt, use some deleterious physical modification. If you hurt, use some, I don't even know what that means. Someone translate. Rambler, I get sore from sex. Dude, you've never had sex, dude. Ever. Oh, wow. Kelly says, Saber makes me sore once or twice a week. Jeez Louise. I do a 20-minute show. I do 20 minutes. I've done 2 of them. I want to start doing more of them. I want to start doing like short shows where I talk about the difference between search engines, between Google and DuckDuckGo. Did you guys? Oh, I need to show you guys this. Do you guys follow James O'Keefe? This is absolute. I should just finish the show and just play this. You won't even, if you haven't seen this, you won't even believe what I'm about to show you. How come there's always so much beaver on my Instagram account? The explore button doesn't even work. James O'Keefe Instagram. 1.3 million followers. This is unheard of. So James O'Keefe, I think he went on Grindr and he got a date with, you know how the White House basically hires like based on the genitalia you want in your mouth and the color of your skin. Well, they got this dude who's in charge of the network at the White House, it sounds like, if I remember correctly. And James O'Keefe gets a date with him. It looks like they're on a date. How this guy can work at the White House and not know who James O'Keefe is mind-boggling to me. We're going to watch some of this. I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear this well, but this is going to blow you away. This is some scary shit. But someone was telling me the other day who's intimate with the White House. They're like, hey, dude, it's like Game of Thrones there. Biden's completely not in charge, and it's just different factions trying to run the country, run the White House, get control of the presidency. This is absolutely, yeah, Matt Burns, O'Keefe is savage. Yeah, this is savage. This is absolutely savage. Okay, here we go.
In the government.
Yeah, I'm fairly high up. I'm good at keeping secrets, and so I manage 2 federal agencies, the State Department and USAID.
So when you
that guy said he manages 2 federal agencies, is that what he said?
say it's like security, like you're protecting
the networks of the federal agencies.
You
give all your information to.
The mission is to protect
yes.
information.
And we are like the president's voice when we go into meetings in terms of discussing and promoting the president's priorities.
Is he going to be the nominee?
Yes. and she will be the vice president, not me.
Yeah, I don't.
There was a debate about removing her from the ticket, but sadly they didn't. She can't keep black staff. They quit on her in mass.
But with him,
She just said that Kamala Harris can't keep any staff. They quit in mass.
I know.
He's got
I know.
dementia.
Yeah, well, he's
He just said Biden has dementia. And the guy's like, yeah, I know.
definitely slowing down.
But they know that he has those issues.
I think so.
But they're not
I mean,
willing to
the
say
polling
it.
shows it. And,
They're not willing to say it
correct.
publicly.
And same thing
But
with
why
Kamala
not?
Harris. She's not popular, but you can't remove.
Kamala Harris is not popular, but you can't remove the first black lady to be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket. This is the guy who's in charge of the networks for 2 federal agencies, including the White House.
First black lady to be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket. Like, what kind of message are you going to send to, like, the African American voter? How would you spin that? People would be like, what the fuck? Like she's a woman and she's multiracial. I think that they're really concerned about this.
But they won't say it. Well, I guess if they say it publicly,
Correct.
that Biden
They can't say it
is they can't say it
No,
publicly.
they got to
Do they
toe
say
the
it
line.
privately?
His name is Charlie Krager, Cybersecurity Policy Analyst and Foreign Affairs Executive Office of the President. That's the title of this guy.
But they won't say it publicly.
Correct.
That Biden
They can't say it
they can't say it publicly.
No, they got to
Do they
toe
say
the
it
line.
privately?
They can't say it publicly that he has dementia, and then O'Keefe says, but do they say it privately?
I mean,
I'm just
And he nods yes.
telling you what I've heard. Like,
you're just-
yep.
You're just telling me the truth.
Does it make sense? No, but that's what I've heard.
Um,
I've had a meeting with Michelle Obama at one point when I was an intern, and someone asked her, will you ever run for office? And she said no, emphatically.
Really?
I've seen all the shit my husband has had to go through, and that does not interest me. People would be like, well, I don't think we should have to get the vaccine. I'm like, fuck you. Like, you're not going to get the vaccine, and then you're going to go expose my family in the hospital to your vaccinated COVID. Like,
So you work in cybersecurity for the White House, and my question is, what are you doing on a meeting with James O'Keefe? What type of cybersecurity
And then James calls him out. Anyway, you can go to his Instagram account, watch this whole thing, and what's actually going to happen is today is going to be part 2. He's going to release part 2, and it's going to be how does anyone after seeing that continue to vote? Yeah, 81 million votes. Yeah, how? Yeah, the Instagram account is James O'Keefe, and then he's got another one that's called OMG Media. There are these 2 Instagram accounts that just keep giving and giving and giving. And since then, of course, like soon as he posted this guy, soon as he was done with this interview with this guy runs off, and part 2 will come out today, and we'll get to see what happens when he runs off and James O'Keefe follows him. But the guy already scrubbed his Instagram account. Yeah. Yep, Sean. Yep. Almost 200,000 more deaths in 2023 in the United States than 2022. Nothing to see here. All right, love you guys. Shut Up and Scribble's coming on with Taylor Self and J.R. Howell. Enjoy.